Jane?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Board of Trustees' regular meeting. It is February 24th, 2015. It is 7:30 p.m. on the dot. This is meeting number 2015-05. Clerk Quinlan, please take the roll.
All right. President Barry?
Here.
Trustee Quinlan?
Here.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Here.
Trustee Desmond?
Here.
Trustee Carberry?
Here.
Trustee Warder?
Here.
And Trustee Strite? We have a quorum.
That's awesome. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have one public commenter today. John Villakaitis, please come up. You're talking about item number 25 on tonight's agenda. And I believe from past experience, you are an Oak Lawn resident, sir. Is that correct?
Yes, 50
Thank you.
years plus.
Okay.
Item 25 on the agenda involves an in situ forming of sewer lines they've done in the past through the village, and they're proposing to do more, which I'm kind of against spending all that money. Reason being, when they do this forming on the inside of existing sewer pipes, if you take an 8-inch pipe and you've put a liner on the inside, minimally at an 1/8 inch thick, you're going to lose 6% of the volume of that pipe. It's going to be closer to a 1/4 inch, I believe, that it goes. So you're going to lose 12% of the volume of that pipe. Now that sounds not too bad, but the idea is these pipes have been in the ground through the village for 60 to 75 years throughout the village. The problem is, over the years and years of building, there's never been upgrades to all these sewers under the ground. Now, I've heard all the good stories and the great ideas. We're going to build a big reservoir detention over in St. Casimir. We're going to put big pipes on 103rd Street to get it over to Stony Creek. But the problem is, you got to get the water there. Now, when you take these 60 and 75-year-old pipes and run the amount of development that this village has seen in the last 50, 60 years, especially in the last 10, 12, the volume that's going through there is way too high. You're not going to get the water there with these little pipes. Nobody in the past and still on this board looks at what needs to be done, which is slowing the water down going south. You need detention. We have properties all over the village that are distressed. We just spent $6 million on Mariano's for sewers and other infrastructure improvements over there, but no money for the neighborhoods to put in detention ponds to slow down the water going that way, detaining it for a little while so it filters less. Last week I wasn't able to come to the meeting, but they passed I'm very sure they passed a subdivision on 89th Street when one large lot with a smaller house on it, now they just divided that into 3 lots. You're going to have more people living there, bigger houses as they build now, a larger volume of water being used by those people. You're going to be taking up green spaces on that huge lot that's been there forever. I used to live right down the street. So now you're adding even, again, 91st Street, they did the same thing, subdividing. So now you're adding more and more development. And where is this water going? In reduced size piping that's already 50, 60 years old. That's my only comment.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item 4 tonight is conflict of interest disclosure. Does anyone have a conflict to disclose with any item on tonight's agenda? Okay, let's move on. Item 5, student success at St. Catherine of Alexandria School. This is the Verizon Innovative App State and Regional winners. Now, I understand we have some representatives from St. Catherine's here. Trustee Carberry, would you join me at the podium and invite these wonderful students up front? Thanks.
Sure.
And I believe Principal Hudson's here as well. If everyone could come up. And girls, why don't you form a line facing the audience in front of the podium here. How are you? We are so proud.
Thank you so much.
I want to read a little bit about what you've done. No one, go ahead and go in front of the podium. No worries, no worries. No one cares what I look like. Okay, so under the direction of your teachers, Mrs. Carolyn Anderson and Mr. Sean Hanberg, 2 teams of 6th graders participated in the Verizon Innovative App Challenge. They were tasked with developing an original concept for a mobile phone app that incorporated STEM principles. Now, people might wonder what STEM mean. It means science, technology, engineering, and math. So it had to incorporate those principles, and it had to address a real need or problem in their school or community. Now, these students worked after school with Mrs. Anderson and Mr. Hanberg, developing their ideas and created a video to submit. First, it was announced that one of the teams won best in the state from over 1,000 entries in Illinois. Then came the news. They won best in the region. The team members are, and raise your hand when I call your name, Isabel Arquilla, Molly Finneran, Annie Gaynor, Claire Murphy, Bridget Murphy, Ellen Murphy, and Autumn Stankey. Now, let's give her a round of applause. The school will receive a $5,000 grant to be used to advance science, technology, engineering, and math education at St. Catherine of Alexandria. Their app is called Remember Me. And with this app, people with dementia or Alzheimer's can recognize their family, friends, caregivers, loved ones, and four-legged friends. You take a picture of a person, and it automatically would tell you the person's name, how old they are, and show any videos or pictures that you've taken with them. Would you like to say a few words about this?
We were invited to take part in the Verizon Innovative App Challenge. I'm very proud of our students. They worked very hard. They came up with the original idea. I know it was based on Annie's grandfather, who is now having issues with dementia. So it really hits home, and almost every family that's here probably knows someone or has a member in their family that may suffer from dementia or Alzheimer's. So I'm very proud of our girls for their research. They had to write an essay, they had to submit a video, and it was all under the directions of their teachers, and I'm very proud of their accomplishments.
So we have certificates that your trustee Carberry is going to help me pass out, and then we'll take one group photo, okay? And Isabel, thank you, congratulations. Molly, congratulations. Annie, thank you. Claire. Bridget. And then we have Ellen. Autumn. And Mrs. Carolyn Anderson. And yeah, Sean Hanberg. Okay, so let's take a photo. Okay, so I'll just stand here with you guys. Trustee Carberry, come on in.
Yep. Thank you, Ms. Prattle. Thank you, girls. Nice job.
Congratulations, everyone.
Good job.
Yeah, I love that, that is such a beautiful project, and it's going to be helpful to so many people. And I think I'm going to download the app. Very good. Okay, what's next? I'm going to call Steve Radis up to the microphone, please. Steve is going to introduce a few people. We doing Rufus first? Or Cooper's first?
Gully's here. I'm gonna see if I
Okay.
help us here.
Okay, okay. So Steve, I'm going to turn the floor over to you. You have some exciting announcements.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. As you all know, we have two businesses that are due to be opening here in Oak Lawn sometime very soon. Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant, as well as Meatheads. Is Ellie from Meatheads here by chance? Ellie. Hi, Ellie. It's nice to meet you. I'd like to introduce you to Ellie Hale, the new general manager of the Oak Lawn Meatheads. And Ellie would just like to say a little bit about the grand opening that's coming up and tell you a little bit about Meatheads and what to expect.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We are just really excited to be here. We've had a great welcome. Just want to give you a little bit of background about Meatheads. We are a family-oriented, fast casual restaurant with a great focus on fresh quality and highest quality of food. The Meatheads that's opening here in Oak Lawn is our 16th restaurant. We'll be opening up 2 more this year in the Illinois area. And wanted to tell you a little bit about our community focus. We call it our community focus because we're all about the beef. So the things that we do for our community are something called like Meathead of the Game. So we partner with a lot of the sports teams and youth organizations and provide certificates that the coaches can give out for awards for sportsmanship, or maybe practicing really hard, or maybe being a great student athlete. The other things that we do are for our high schoolers are to provide free drink program. So any high schooler in the area just has to show an ID and we give them a free drink. The other thing that we do is fundraising. So we partner with a lot of different organizations. For example, we've already partnered with the Oak Lawn Park District, the Oak Lawn baseball team, and the St. Catherine's of Alexandria's Men Club. And we do fundraising. So we'll hold fundraising nights that we donate 10% of the proceeds back to that organization. So I think that's really something that's just really, I'm very proud of it. Our ribbon cutting ceremony will be March 30th at 10:30 a.m. and we'll be officially opening at 11 a.m. on March 30th. I do want to say a big thank you to the Economic Development Program, the Jobs Program, and the VFW. They've been sending us applicants from the Oak Lawn area, some high school people, some people in the area that are looking for some work. I am getting applications to my email like crazy, so it's really great. So I wanted to say thank you. And we will do our best to make sure we hire folks from the Oak Lawn area. I know. That's something I'm just, when I opened, thank you. So I'm just really excited and really proud of that, because I mean, why not give back in other ways by giving people work that are looking for work. The other people that I do want to thank are our Chamber of Commerce, Julie, and our Green Team, Lynn. I met Lynn. I did a hiring event, and she came into the VFW hall, and she ran up and gave me this biggest hug. And I thought, oh my God, Oak Lawn is phenomenal. The people are phenomenal, and they're so welcoming to us here. So I thought, wow, I can't wait to really be here and be open. And I think that's all the people. And then for you. So I did want to say, anyone have any questions that they do want to ask me?
What is your most popular menu item?
Oh, I would say probably, because we've got some specialty burgers, I would say our Hawaiian burger, which has like barbecue sauce, bacon, jalapenos, is very popular. Our Texas Ranch, which has bacon ranch, tomatoes. Yeah, it's great. And I have to say, our food is phenomenal. It's fresh cooked to order. Our fries are hand cut every day. So, and every single thing we do is cooked to order. So I'm really proud of the fresh quality food, and I'm proud to be a part of the Oak Lawn community.
Trustee Vorder?
Yeah, you got one of the best locations. You're going to be right next to that water feature.
I know.
Are you going to have some outdoor seating
We
in
are
there?
going to have a patio.
Great.
I know. I went to visit when we were still building. I thought, oh my God, this is like overlooking this beautiful water. I got Mariano's going up over here, and then I've got Cooper Hawk over here, which is funny because I used to work for a company that Cooper Hawk was next to me before in Orland Park. So I'm like, oh, this has got to be a good sign, because we did well there, and I think we'll do well here. So yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Do you have any estimate of your gross sales? Or?
They are anticipating us to open very big in Oak Lawn. They're estimating anywhere between 50 to 65,000 a week.
A week. Whoa.
It's a lot of burgers.
Poor cows.
Very good, very good. Poor cows.
Well, we do serve things besides beef. We have, fresh hormone-free chicken, and we do serve hot dogs and other items too.
Wonderful.
And we have the best hand-dip shakes.
Awesome.
Good.
Okay, Steve, anything else you want to ask? Or
I was trying to talk Ellie into bringing some shakes and fries and burgers for all
You know
of
what?
us
They
tonight.
melted in my car. 'Cause I drove from Indiana today to get here, so.
I saw you in the car drinking the last of them when I walked up. Now, Ellie and Megan from Meatheads had said that they would love to bring some food for everyone to try, but it wouldn't be an accurate description of how good their food is because their closest Meatheads is about a half hour away,
Right.
and it would be cold and it'd be hard to serve it at the temperature they like to. So,
Right, but we do, the weekend before we open, we do, invites, and I'm sure invites will be coming, so you can make sure that, what we're saying we're really about, so.
wonderful. Have you
Awesome.
got any menus you'd like
I
to pass
do
out or
have
anything?
menus.
That'd be great, Ellie.
And so you have a website also, I imagine, and residents can look up the menu on the website
Yes, we do.
as well. What is that website?
The website is meatheadburgers.com.
Meatheadburgers.com.
Okay, very good. We are so excited.
Yep, and it's also on my menu, so.
Okay.
If you want to leave the menus, Ellie, in the back, we can, or you can pass them out, however you want to do it. Should we
Yeah.
let Ellie pass them out right now?
Sure,
or-
sure. And thank you for coming and welcome to Oak Lawn. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Ellie,
Go Meatheads.
and welcome, Meatheads. I'd also like to introduce two folks from Cooper's Hawk Restaurant and Winery, Ron and Tony, if you'd like to step up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Ron, how are you?
It's a pleasure.
I'd like to introduce Ron D., the Senior Vice President of Development for Cooper's Hawk, as well as his assistant, Tony Bria. Tony is a manager, events manager out of their Orland Park store. Ron and Tony, I'll give you the mic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mayor Burry, Village Manager Deachin, trustees, it's a pleasure for us to be here today to announce to you that we're well under construction and getting ready to open up our 19th Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant here in Oak Lawn, Illinois. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you and your team. I've been doing restaurant real estate development for many, many years, and your entire team here in Village Hall has been a very proactive, pleasurable team to work with, from the Architectural Review Board to the Planning Board. It's just been a great, great experience in working with you, and we're really looking forward to this. We have 6 Cooper's Hawk Winery and restaurants in the Chicagoland area. This will be number 7. Our founder and CEO, Tim McHenry, who couldn't be here tonight, graduated from nearby Marist High School. He's a Southtowner. His family is all from the Southtown, and they're very, very excited to bring this restaurant here to Oak Lawn. We're thrilled, and hopefully the weather will give us a break here during construction. We're not as far along as the Meatheads restaurant, but we're making great progress in this tough winter that we've been having, and with any luck, we'll be ready to open at the end of April or early May, and we're really, really looking forward to that. So thank you for that. We're looking forward to working with Trustee Desmond and the Oak Lawn Jobs Program. We fully anticipate to have a proactive experience with you, Trustee, and look forward to participating in that. And we also look forward to our meet and greet with the Park Lawn folks. That will definitely be something we'll be participating here within town. That's certainly an asset to your community, and we look forward to that. So thank you very much. We're a little bit easier to bring some fun things to share with you tonight. So we have some of our world-famous Cooper's Hawk Blanc de Blanc sparkling wine, and this has actually been served at a presidential inauguration. So this is a very world-famous bottle of sparkling wine we'll be sharing with you tonight, and we've poured some off for everybody. You're all welcome to share. We'll pass it out here in a moment. And as long as you're 21 and older, Scouts, I see some Scouts in here, so we don't want to have to identify or ID cards on anybody. But if you're an adult, we'd love to actually make a toast to all of you for the great success of Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant, Oak Lawn, and the community for years to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you have any questions for Tony or I? Tony's in operations, I'm the development guy, so I think we've got it covered pretty good.
Yeah. How big is the restaurant going to be?
The restaurant's a little bit over 11,000 square feet, so it'll be one of our larger restaurants, and we're really excited. The wine tasting room in the restaurant, which will be the first thing you enter when you come in the front door, is one of our largest, and it'll be the first U-shaped wine tasting bar we have in the company. So architecturally, it's very unique. We used a local Chicago architecture firm here called Aria Architects, who's very well known in the restaurant industry, and we asked them to really make this restaurant extra special and very unique compared to all the other Cooper's Hawks that we have out there, and I think you guys will be very impressed. We tried to incorporate the architecture of Napa and Sonoma in California into this building, and I think when you see it, you'll recognize that very clearly.
Ron, would you kindly share with the board and with the audience the growth of your corporation and some of the new restaurants you've opened across the country?
Sure, absolutely. It's a pleasure. So, our company is 9.5 years old. The first restaurant was started by Tim McHenry 9.5 years ago in Orland Park. I joined the company in November of 2012. We had 9 restaurants, and since November of 2012, we've doubled the size of the company. We have 18 restaurants open today. In the past 6 months, we've opened up in Richmond, Virginia. We've opened up in Springfield, Illinois. We've opened up 2 restaurants in Orlando, Florida. This restaurant will be our next. The next 3 restaurants will be Jacksonville, Florida, Naples, Florida, and Ashburn, Virginia. So the company is doing very, very well. We're excited about expanding throughout the country, primarily focused on the East Coast. I think many of you may know we make all of the wine here in Chicago. We have a 50,000 square foot winery in Countryside, Illinois, and all of the wine is made here in Chicago, and we're very pleased to be sharing it here in Oak Lawn and all over the country now. So we hope to continue to grow. This past year, we made almost 300,000 cases of wine right here in Chicago and Countryside, and we expect to make close to 400,000 cases of wine this coming year. So we're very excited about that.
Wow.
Thank you. This particular restaurant, upon opening in late April, early May, will employ about 125 people. So we'll have 6 full-time managers, 125 employees, and we're really excited about the growth opportunity we're providing here in the community. Thank you. Thank you very much.
How many jobs do you expect to have at that store?
About 125 jobs, yes.
125, wow.
So we're very thrilled about that. And then, of course, all the ancillary economic development that comes as a result of bringing the business to the community. We have many preventive maintenance vendors that we will contract with, including, obviously, waste management, oil supply, HVAC maintenance, plumbing, electricians that are in the building all the time, and we intend to use local contractors and vendors to do all of that work as well. So there's a lot of ancillary economic development that people don't always realize that comes along with the opening of a new restaurant. So we're very, very excited about that.
Okay, any questions?
So if you have some sparkling wine in your hand, I would love to offer a toast to
You
good
need
health
some, I
and
believe.
good success. Thank you very much. By the way, Mr. Radis has been a huge help and our primary point of contact here throughout the whole process, and I want to thank him very much for all the support he's given us with the village. So good health and good luck to a great 2015, and here's to Meatheads and Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant.
Thank you.
Cheers, Rob.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so
I will
much.
say that's really tasty. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
thank you,
Ross.
thank you to you and your team, Ron, for choosing Oak Lawn, and we really look forward to having you on board.
We appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Have a
Tony.
great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, trustees.
Thank you, Steve. And the photos of the restaurant just look spectacular. I love the fireplace in the outdoor area. I just think it's awesome. So thank you so much. Okay. Item 8 tonight is Community Veterans Walkway, Johnson Phelps VFW Post 5220. I'm going to ask Commander Dan Johnson come up, and you have with you Paul Aubin and Phil Bresnahan. If you could come up, please, and talk about your project.
Well, as you know, I won't get into the whole details of what we did last year with the flagpole and the memorial. But since that's went up, we've had overwhelming number of people coming in to the post and saying, how can I buy a brick? Are you going to expand this? So I got with Paul and Phil, and they're my brains and muscle. And they came up with a plan to try to expand it, so they'd like to talk to the board and give you their plan. So this is Paul and Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm Phil Bresnahan. What we're participating wanted to do is what we're going to call it Phase 2. Just the overall response of when we built the memorial wall and raised the flagpole. I mean, it was really, really genuine to watch the community come by and just say a quick, kind word, and we're just in awe of watching the scouts and me having the great opportunity to mentor these scouts in this great project. And soon, Justin will be an Eagle Scout. But it was just amazing how it just bonded together. So we came up with Phase 2. And what we want to do is on Yori Avenue, which is south end of the VFW, and which parallels the Metro track, is to utilize the sidewalk. Now I'm going to have, what Paul passed out to you, trustees, is potential kind of look of how this is going to look. We primarily want to do the same thing we did with the wall that surrounded it, that we sold paver bricks. And what we want to do is kind of honor veterans, that if you have a family member, a neighbor, anybody that you want to recognize, you know, let them know what their service really meant to them, the time frame they served. They don't have to necessarily be alive. They could be a past member that's already passed on, but just to kind of dedicate a little bit of their memory. We also kind of kicked around the idea, this is still a community project, and we actually have a lot of heroes. It's not just veterans. It's also our police department and our fire department that are also community heroes. And we want to expand that to be able to even recognize those heroes, and we're kicking around the ideas and changing it from the community veterans walkway to the community heroes walkway, and make that a conjunction of them. Now, how we're going to do it, we're going to sell the bricks to be able to raise funds to be able to pay for a lot of it, and then support a lot of the veterans' things that we hold dear. But we're going to utilize the actual labor by using volunteers. We're going to utilize the scout troops to be able to help assemble, just like how they did the walkway. And I'm also going to go to the Oak Lawn High School and ask for some of the high school there kids to participate, because I know they have to do so many community service hours, and get them involved to be able to put back into the community and show what really how people feel about this community by utilizing these bricks, and be able to have something there for a long time. So with that kind of said, I'll take any questions.
Any questions?
Any questions? More than happy to ask. Yes. Currently, we're keeping it the same price. A 4x8 brick is $50. You're going to get 3 lines, which will have 21 characters across each line. And an 8x8 brick is $100, and you'll get 6 lines with the 8x8. You can also get an emblem. The company or the vendor that we're going to utilize is out of Florida. It's called Bricks R Us, and they have on their website some of the logos that they can actually etch into the bricks, and you can pick out whatever logos if that member is part of the Army or the Air Force, or even if it's a firefighter around. They actually have the logos, and you can have that around. But that's only on the 8x8 brick. But good question. Any others? Paul, you have?
Well, I just wanted to mention the part about how we're currently researching with the building department just exactly what we can do in terms of with Metro being right there. So we're in process of figuring out what the regulations are in terms of whether or not we can actually do the wall, or whether we can do the landscaping or what have you. So this is sort of like an idealized, we'd like to see something like this to kind of beautify the area, but obviously if regulations don't permit, then we'll have to make some adjustments.
Yeah, we're very creative on adjusting.
Trustee Warder, you look like
No,
you
I
had a-
just wanted to comment as I look at your print here. If you're 10% of this, you're really going to add to the looks of your rail drive and that memorial. I think this is a winner. I like it.
Absolutely. When we did the flagpole, it kind of gave Oak Lawn a place, because we have a couple of really good festivals that people do come to Oak Lawn, and they get off at the Metro Station. So when you get to some of our festivals, like especially the 4th of July or even the Fall in the Green, we have a lot of people. So it really leads to a great place for people to meet. So he says, once you get off the train, you go by the flagpole, I'll meet you over there, and you can walk down this walkway, and it's a great conversational piece to walk and take a look before you actually join the festivities of the weekends that we have parties.
And it blends into the 911 memorial, which
Absolutely.
is world class. That's
You'll
already
never
there.
be bored in Oak Lawn.
Yeah.
This is true. Any other questions?
others?
Larry?
Phil and Paul, I salute your efforts. It's an outstanding project, and I agree with your assessment. I watch folks that get off the train now and look at the memorial, and this just continues that walkway, so just an outstanding job. Thank you.
Thank you.
So-
One more thing.
Yeah.
Phil, when we talked, you talked about each sidewalk being filled first before you'd start another one. Is that true?
Correct. When you take a look at the drawings, you can see the basic patterns. The basic pattern of the sidewalk, you actually have a bit of a break. That's kind of by design. As the concrete does move, it should break away. We're going to take only one section. That section being about 5 foot by 6 foot. We'll take that bit of the concrete out. We'll leave the next section alone, and then we'll go to the next section to do. So it kind of extends it. Now, if I anticipate it's going to take quite a few years, but if we literally fill it all the way down, we can always reverse it back and keep continuing. It could be a project that can go on for better than a decade, 2 decades. You know, people, as they come and leave Oak Lawn, would rather have them stay. But if they want to keep building onto it, this is a great opportunity to do that.
Count
So-
me in.
Thank you.
So if someone wants to honor a local hero or a loved one, how do they get in touch with you? What do they do? What do they do next?
Currently, we're going to have it set up at the VFW. We'll probably also chat with the
Once you
Chamber
get
of
the motion,
Commerce
do that.
about how to fill out the forms. We'll probably put it on our own website through Bricks R Us. That's the vendor about how to purchase a brick. That's how we did the original wall and present. So we'll probably get a few more word out once we get permission to do it, how we'll lead that out. So we're in the infant phase, but we're planning on running with this once we get
So
approval.
these people can, I'll make a motion.
Thank you very much, very much. How proud you must be of that Eagle project and your son to start something like this, and what a great way to honor our heroes.
Spearheaded something, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Yes.
If you could repeat his question for the viewers at home to hear.
Any plans for landscaping? We're always open for that suggestions. Part of the plans actually kind of calls for it, but we have to see what permission we're allowed to do. Since we're so close to the tracks of Metro, we want to make sure we keep in their regulations, that we're not making more of a, I would say, more maintenance hindrance for them to service their tracks. So we'll definitely work pretty close with them to make sure what we can and can't do, make their job easier.
And once we find out what we're allowed to do,
Yeah.
we'll work with the Oak Lawn Green team to see if we can get
Yeah.
stuff planted and everything.
Good point, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're excited about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am too.
And thank you for making Oak Lawn more beautiful
Our
and more
pleasure.
meaningful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have a request from Trustee Vorderer. Item 32A and B on the agenda concerns our friends at Cooper's Hawk, and rather than have them sit through the entire meeting, he had requested maybe we move this item up. So properly moved by Trustee Vorderer, seconded, I believe, by, gonna give it to Trustee Olenichek. Very good. So item 32A, and are they, oh yeah, let's take a vote on that.
This is to move up.
Item 32A and B. Motion to advance.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Trustee Olenichek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Carberry.
Yes.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Strike.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Item 32A is a request to approve a Class Q, like Queen, liquor license. That's full-service restaurant with retail wine area and a Class N like Nancy liquor license. This is outdoor service areas for Cooper's Hawk Oak Lawn LLC, doing business as Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant, located at 4830 West 111th Street in District 5. May I have a motion on 32A, please?
Motion approved.
Properly moved by trustee Quinlan, seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 32B, ordinance 150521, an ordinance increasing the number of Class Q and Class N liquor licenses that can be issued in the village. This is Cooper's Hawk, located at 4830 West 111th Street. May I have a motion on 32B, please?
Motion approved.
Properly moved by trustee Quinlan, seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, congratulations and thank you, Cooper's Hawk. Very good. So we're on item 9 now, moving back up to the proper order of things. 9 is the approval of meeting minutes for the regular meeting minutes, 2015-03. These are dated February 10th, 2015. May I have a motion on item 9, please?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorderer,
Second.
seconded by trustee Quinlan. Any discussion? Let's take the vote.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 10 on tonight's agenda is new business by village trustees. We're going to start, I think, today in District 1. Trustee Desmond, what's new?
Thank you, Mayor. Of course, I'd like to welcome Meatheads and Cooper's Hawk to Oak Lawn. So delighted that they signed up for the Oak Lawn Jobs Programme. Hopefully they will hire some of our people. It's a great way to show their commitment to Oak Lawn. Also on Saturday, March 21st, I will be holding the 5th District 1 neighbourhood meeting, and the first one of 2015, again at St. Louis de Montfort, and that's again Saturday, March 21st at 2 p.m. Topics we will be talking about are our sidewalks, whose responsibility are there, if they're cracked, if they're broken, how do you get them fixed? There are a few different options that the village can help residents with. Hopefully people can come, fill out a sheet, let us know where the problems are. They can contact their district block captains. There's about 35, 40 throughout the first district, or they can contact me. Also, I hope to have someone from the finance department there to explain to people about our property taxes. It's something that we all have to do. We may not like it. It's to explain to people exactly where this money goes. At the last meeting, we saw where we had 5 new police officers sworn in. You know, that's where some of our money goes. It goes to the police department. It goes to funding the fire department. It goes to fund our public works and 100 other things that keeps our community running. So if you would like some information on exactly where that money goes, and if you would like to get your sidewalk fixed, please come to the meeting. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. District 2, trustee Oliniechek.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I would like to discuss a very concerning safety issue. There was a disturbing and a heartbreaking crime that happened in the 2nd District last week. And all I can tell you is that in the things that we as trustees and people who work in the village, when you see crime in itself, it's disturbing, but the type of crime that happened last week is unforgivable. And I know that the police are hard work, and I'm confident that this crime will be solved. But the thing that makes it extremely, extremely difficult is that somebody preyed on a senior citizen, broke into the senior's house in the middle of the night, and physically assaulted the senior. My concern is this, along with many other trustees, is how can we as a village help our seniors? How can we as residents help our seniors? I know that many of the trustees here have spoken together about what we can do for the seniors, and a lot of it is try to help them by providing them with good information. So we're right now working on a senior safety summit that we're going to be holding hopefully by the 3rd or 4th week of March at the senior center, to have reputable vendors and security consultants there to advise and to be able to provide some of the security measures that seniors should consider. I have a 90-year-old mother that lives with me, and prior to her living with me, we were always concerned about the security of her at her house. She lived right off of 91st and Major, and there were times where people came up to the door. One of the times my mother will attest to is in the middle of the night, someone started beating on the front door, saying that there was an accident and they need to get into the house. And luckily, my mother called 911, and by the time the police got there, there was nobody there. But it's unfortunate in this society that we have now that people will do that and prey on seniors. So I asked Chief to put together, Chief Murray to put together some things that we can advise our seniors about. Seniors should contact family members or trusted friends to assist in taking proper precautions. If there is ability to have a home security system, I know that their prices come down. That's always a good thing to have for anybody who has a senior or elderly parent at home. Closed circuit surveillance systems are becoming affordable and connect you to a home PC or cell phone, and that could be for family that lives away from their family, out of town, that want to monitor what's going on. Residents are reminded to use deadbolts on their doors, and remember to lock your doors. Make sure when you have make sure that you have the ability to see who is at your door without opening it. Peepholes and small windows are recommended. Use exterior lighting, especially over entry doors. Any type of motion sensor lighting typically will identify something that's going on. Motion sensor lighting around the house can help identify when someone is in your yard and can often deter intruders. Leave lights on at home at night. Keep a phone handy, especially in the bedroom. If you have a car that has a car alarm, keep your keys with you and be able to test putting your car alarm on. Most car alarms allow the user to activate the alert system from the key fob. Keep this near your bed, as well as to activate the car siren or horn when needed. Lock your car doors. Access to a vehicle often provides access to a home via garage door opener. Residents are asked to contact police immediately if something doesn't seem right, look right, sound right. The police are not inconvenienced if they get called to come out and view something. And that's the biggest word of advice I can give to anybody. If it doesn't seem right, if you're questioning, if there's just that inkling you want to know, call 911. I think that's some good words of advice. I know that the trustees that I talk to want to make sure that we have a setting for the seniors. That's why we want to be able to have the meeting at the senior center on a Saturday afternoon, to where we can have vendors, the police, the fire, and other services that can advise seniors. There aren't, some of the fixes don't cost a lot of money, like keeping the lights on, and I know a lot of seniors are on fixed income. I know that many people have reached out and asked me what could they do. If you have a senior in your neighborhood, keep an actual watchful eye on that senior. Make sure that if you see something that doesn't seem right, call 911. I will be conducting my first 2nd District safety meeting this Saturday, March 7th. 2 Saturdays from now, March 7th at 2 p.m. in Village Hall. Again, typically when we have our meetings, we do them during the weeknight, but seniors traveling at night don't like to come out. So I would ask anybody from 2nd District that would like to come out and get an update from the police and the fire department on some of the things that are going on. We are going to try to have some representatives of some security companies there, and a slight little seminar of advice on what people can do, not only for their homes, but to help in their neighborhood to provide a safer neighborhood. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Trustee Oliniechek, thank you. District 3, Trustee Straight.
Thank you, Mayor. I just really would like to acknowledge the public comment made by resident John Volakakis, who has been coming here for years and making public comments about, especially about development in our community, and how it does affect, that development can affect flooding in the community. He's certainly he's had a lot of experience with the flooding. And I know oftentimes, I think he leaves here frustrated because he sees, as he pointed out, a proposal that might subdivide a lot and increase the amount of green space that is now covered by development. And his proposal tonight, or his concern that he raised about, let's say, reducing the size of the pipes and the amount of water that will flow through those, it's a fair concern. It's very legitimate. And I just want to tell him how much I appreciate the fact that he pays so much attention to what we do. He's so concerned about how everything that we do does affect all the residents of our community. And I think, he does that just because he cares, and he has some knowledge, and he probably ought to be on a board or commission that makes those decisions so that he could put that knowledge that he has to better use. So I just wanted to thank him for what he does. And that's really all I have tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Border, District 4.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight we heard 2 new businesses come into Oak Lawn, and it seems to be something that's happening every week in this town. Last Friday, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony at Fruity's Tea Company on 107th and Cicero. But in conjunction with that, we had an opportunity to meet the new commissioners on our art commission. And the place was packed. It was shoulder to shoulder. In fact, they had a sign-up sheet, and 26 people signed up to be part of this art commission. We have very dedicated people that serve on these commissions here, but this particular commission is really a motivated group of men and women. Not only do they want to volunteer their time and energy for this community to bring art to it, but they are artists themselves, and it was really really an energetic thing. And I talked with Carmi O'Leary. She's the secretary for the mayor and for the clerk, and she'd be more than happy if anybody is interested to become part of this team to call her. She'll take the name, and one of the commissioners will get back to you. But introduced at that thing was the first artistic challenge for this commission, and we would like to create an art image for Oak Lawn. When people see it, they'll know it's Oak Lawn. And they've worked very hard together with a gentleman who is a sculptor, and they've come up with this idea of an acorn. And they're going to have acorns 4 foot tall. They'll be fiberglass, and they are going to put those around businesses throughout the community that want to buy one and sponsor one. They'll be individually colored to the motif that business might want by various artists in the community, or maybe even high school kids. They'll have a smaller one, which you can buy at a more reasonable price, that you could put on your desk or put it in your home. And then Clay World on Southwest Highway, she makes her own jewelry over there. She's actually going to do little pennants, not only in pottery, but precious metals, okay, that you can wear acorn around your neck, and people will know that you're from Oak Lawn. It's an exciting time, and I'm thrilled. I think this is great. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
The theme is from a little seed, mighty things will come. And this little arts commission right now has big plans, and I couldn't be more thrilled. So thank you for highlighting that event. Thank you. And Fruit Tea Cafe is a wonderful business. Everyone should check them out. They serve much, much more than fruit and tea. They have soup and paninis and all kinds of wonderful things too. And I know they'd love to see everyone there. So District 5.
No report.
Okay, District 6.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things. Just a special thanks to the 6th grade teachers from St. Catherine's, Mrs. Anderson and Mr. Hanberg, and those 6 girls. That was a wonderful, special thanks to them for developing that app, Remember Me. It's pretty special. Also, congratulations to Jeff Quartz. He's the varsity girls basketball coach. He had his 200th victory. He was February 11th against Eisenhower, so congratulations to him. And that was also good luck to Meatheads and Cooper's Hawk. It was great seeing them here. And Trustee Olnichek, and I guess I feel the same way. We can get a senseless crimes, random crimes like that make you, it's pretty sad. But these things happen in LaGrange, they've happened in Orland, and they're senseless. In Columbine, or when something like this happens, it's tough. But I wish the police well in bringing that family some justice. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And item 11, Village Manager's Report. Larry, you have
I
the
have
floor.
nothing to add, Mayor, thank you.
Okay, so we're at item 12. This is a request to approve the Traffic Review Committee referral for a reserve parking sign. This is in front of 9710 West Shore Drive. It was a 6-0 vote to approve. Item number 1223, M like Mary. Sheila O'Grady Krajniak is the petitioner in District 3, and then 13 tonight is ordinance 1505-13, granting that request. May I have a motion, please, on 12 and 13?
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by,
Yes.
yes, and second?
I'll say.
Okay,
go
thank you. Okay, very good. Any discussion here, Bob? No? Okay, let's take the vote.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very nice, very nice. So, you're welcome. Congratulations. So 14 tonight is a request to approve the Traffic Review Committee referral for no parking signs on the north and south sides of 98th Street and Southwest Highway between the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is item 1224, M like Mary, a 6-0 vote to approve. Walter Bregan, petitioner in District 3. And then we have 15, which is an ordinance granting that request. I understand we're going to need a motion to amend that. Is that correct, Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion to amend by Trustee Streit, and is there a second? Do you want to say what your amendment
Well, just
is?
specifically that the request is to, it's for 2-hour parking as opposed to no parking between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. That would
Okay.
be the amended motion.
And my understanding, that was what it was discussed, but it didn't filter
Yes.
through to our
That was the
paperwork.
petition, yes.
Okay, and so we have it properly moved to amend by
Second.
Trustee Streit, and I believe Trustee Warder already seconded, so any discussion? Let's take the vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now what we're going to do is vote on the amended request. So item 14 and 15 as amended now. I need a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Properly moved by
Second.
Trustee Streit, seconded by Trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion? Take the vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Congratulations. 16 tonight is a request to approve the Traffic Review Committee referral for residential permit parking only signs on the north and south sides of 96th Street. This is between Klostner Avenue and Colon Avenue. Excuse me. Item 1225, M like Mary, a 6-0 vote to approve. Terry Vorder is the petitioner in District 4. And then we have item 17, ordinance granting that request. May I have a motion on 16 and 17, please?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by Trustee Vorder.
Second.
I'm going to give it to Trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion here? Let's take the vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, very good. Just a moment, please. Then we're on 18, I believe. This is a request to approve the Traffic Review Committee referral for residential permit parking-only signs on Costner Avenue between 96th and 97th Street. Item 1226, M. Like Mary, a 6-0 vote to approve. Doreen Herc is the petitioner in District 4. And then 19 is an ordinance granting that request. May I have a motion on 18 and 19, please?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorder,
Second.
seconded by trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion? Let's take that vote.
Trustee Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so we're on item 20 now. This is a request to approve the Traffic Review Committee referral for residential permit parking only signs on Colon Avenue. This is between 96th and 97th Street. Number 1227, M. Like Mary, a 6-0 vote to approve. Petitioner Terry Vorderer in District 4. And 21 is an ordinance granting that request. May I have a motion on 20 and 21, please?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorder,
Second.
seconded by trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion?
Can I make a comment?
Absolutely.
Listen, Mayor, I just wanted you to know that all these parking restrictions that I've proposed here came to my attention by the residents in this neighborhood. This is parking congestions caused by the hospital as it expands, not only with construction, but it's every single day, and the people have no privacy to parking in front of their house. I think this is the best solution.
Yeah. And you've also worked with the hospital on
Yes,
this
I
as
have.
well.
There
and-
is plenty of adequate parking. People just like to park as close as they can. They don't want to be inconvenienced, and what they're doing is, on the long term, inconvenient to residents to pay taxes.
Yeah.
There, so.
Well, thank you very much. I know residents, that'll mean a lot to have peace returned to their street.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Did we take the vote? Let's
No.
call the vote.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes.
So we're on item 22, ordinance 150518. This is an ordinance amending Title 8, Chapter 5, Section 7A of the Oaklawn Village Code entitled Charges for Village Collection. May I have a motion, please, on item 22?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by
Second.
trustee Vorder, seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And 23, beautiful 23, ordinance 150519, an ordinance amending the Oaklawn Village Code to provide term limits for elected officials. May I have a motion, please, on 23?
Motion to approve?
Properly moved by trustee Oliniechek,
Second.
seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes.
24 tonight is ordinance 150520. This is ordinance amending Title 6, Chapter 5B of the Oaklawn Village Code pertaining to rental property inspections and fees.
Motion
And-
to table?
Okay, we have a motion to table by
Second.
trustee Carberry, seconded by trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion? Let's take the vote.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes.
25 tonight is Resolution 150507. This is a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with Insudoform Technologies USA pursuant to the 2015 Sewer Rehab Program. May I have a motion on 25, please?
Motion approved.
Properly moved by trustee Carberry,
Second.
seconded by trustee Vorder. Any discussion here?
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes.
There's been discussion on the line tonight on run water, and I was thinking that these liners are going into the sewer system, okay, which is completely different than
Okay.
rainwater. Am I correct in that assumption?
Mr. Gallagher, you're an engineer. Can you address that?
100% correct.
So this
Sanitary
doesn't
sewer.
really affect the rainwater runoff or flooding?
Right,
This is
correct.
for the sewer lines?
Actually, if I may, trustee?
Sure.
You have water pipes which are fully charged by pressure delivering water. problem we have with, as sewer pipes get older, sanitary sewer, you get rainwater seeping into them. This is a liner to prevent sewer pipes from getting surcharged with rainwater, causing backup into homes. So whether that takes a quarter of an inch, an eighth of an inch, or half, that isn't the issue. These pipes are sized and they're sufficient to handle where we're installing the incision-form. It's a well-accepted practice, and it's a sound move, fully vetted by your Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Larry. That's what I thought. I just wanted clarification in light of the conversations tonight.
It flows by gravity, so that pipe is not surcharged or filled unless rainwater seeps in, and that's where we have a problem.
Right here.
And that's what we're trying to correct. And the MWRD has saluted the village for doing this.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, may I just add on
Trustee
this too?
Oliniechek.
If we didn't have this pseudoform, what it would add to the cost of replacing or fixing pipes, I believe from a public works side, we were told it's almost 500-600% to any project because we'd have to remove all pipes. So there's land that would be removed and then put new pipes in and rebury them. So we're basically getting the positive effect at a considerably reduced cost and inconvenience to the taxpayer.
Excellent. Any other discussion? Okay, let's call the vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes.
26, Resolution 150508, resolution urging Governor Rauner and state lawmakers to pursue term limits and the elimination or modification of pension benefits for state lawmakers. May I have a motion on item 26?
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, properly moved by Trustee Carberry and seconded by Trustee Vorder. Any discussion? Trustee Quinlan.
Actually, a couple things. Number one, as far as the elimination of the pension benefits, I wasn't even sure if they're full-time or part-time, and I Googled that, and according to the website that I found, they are considered full-time employees. So I guess I was kind of unsure where this was coming from. I mean, if they're full-time, this is their job.
Well,
We're asking them.
Madam Mayor?
I'm
well,
going to call on Trustee
And,
Desmond
I mean,
first,
unless
once-
that information was incorrect.
I
but-
think the second part of that resolution would hopefully address that. That would be term limits. So they would not be.
No, it's considered a full, there's.
I understand
not every
that.
state
I
has-
understand that.
Right.
But I think, I'm sure the new governor is not going to listen to us anyway. But
He likes our money, though.
well, but we did listen to the people of Oak Lawn, and they voted overwhelmingly for term limits. And the whole country is in support of pension reform. So, I mean, I think we would be negligent if we didn't try to address this in some way and at least pass it on to Springfield. Hopefully somebody might take notice. Maybe if every town passed a resolution, somebody might listen.
Madam Mayor,
Can I?
I'm
I
going to
wasn't
let
finished,
Trustee
actually.
Quinlan finish, then Trustee Oliniechek.
I think your point, Tim, is not where I'm talking about the fact that if they are considered full-time employees, they don't have employment anywhere else. That's their job. So you're saying to eliminate, their
I think if
pension.
the- if-
So,
Okay,
let
one
me
at a
finish.
time,
Okay.
please.
So that's one thing. What I would like to ask, because, if in fact that is true, that it's their full-time job, I am not going to ask somebody to eliminate their pension if they are doing this job full-time. I would ask that instead of putting both of these items together in one, I would ask if this board would be willing to separate that and have one, because I will approve, the term limits, but I can't, pension reform is fine, but if you're talking about elimination, I don't see the
Yeah,
sense
can,
in it.
can I answer that for one
Okay,
second?
I'll let Trustee Desmond go,
Go
and then
online
Trustee
and
it
Oliniechek, I know
says
you're anxious
they
to
are
talk
considered
also.
I
full-time.
think when we
One
had
at a
this,
time, please.
when we had this discussion back, when we passed pension reform in Oak Lawn, I think Trustee Carberry said it best when he said that when we are stopped serving, Oak Lawn should stop paying. So hopefully the our lawmakers in Springfield would feel the same way. They're well paid already for the work that they do, and if they're serious about solving the pension problems in the state, they should show how serious they are.
Madam Mayor?
Okay, trustee Olenichek and then trustee Carberry.
Madam Mayor, pension reform, we've heard about it, everyone's talked about it, and when you talk about taking away a pension from somebody that's considered full-time, well, if they're expecting people to go into 401ks, why wouldn't they go into 401k if it's truly
And say
a
that in
full-time?
this. I mean, that's.
One at a time, please. Let him finish,
Let me
please.
finish that. But I think from a leadership standpoint, and sitting here at this board, and this is a lot of residents don't understand, that a trustee getting a pension as a part-time trustee could move on to another IMRF job, take 28 years of what they've had or whatever years they've served on this board, be able to serve in an IMRF job for 2-3 years, then be able to get all of those 28 years fully credited in that last job that they would be at and be given a full pension on the backs of the taxpayers. And that's what we're truly talking about. Or multiple pensions based off of their years working in different municipalities or different elected areas. And that's the other thing that we're talking about. As a part-time official or as a full-time official, if you are going to lead, you should lead by example. And I feel strongly that we should put this forth to the state legislation and give them the ability to make a decision on their own.
Okay, trustee Vorder, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I passed trustee
Okay.
Carberry.
No,
I'm
I
very
just
sorry.
think if you researched what our local representatives, state reps and state senators, they too are supporting no pension benefits for our the General Assembly. So you may want to, it's something we could look into. I think
Okay.
they'll support us.
Trustee Vorder?
Yeah, I'm looking at the resolution here,
I
Carol.
didn't get a copy of it.
Oh, okay.
It was not online.
Oh, well, Section 2
Online.
clearly states that we are asking the governor to consider eliminating or modifying pensions of the state legislators. So we're not asking to eliminate it, we're asking either to think about that or to modify it. So it gives him and the General Assembly power to modify their pensions, but we aren't calling for an elimination. And if we're
Well,
gonna
then
solve
I
this.
would-
One at a time, please, Carol.
And if we're gonna solve this pension crisis, and I get a pension, okay, we're all gonna have to share in the sacrifice. I understand not only the people getting pensions, people that are gonna get pensions, and the taxpayers. The only way this is gonna be solved. I was reading today online that last year, over 10,000 people have fled Illinois. That's 10,000 when you count immigration into the state and the birth rate. We're down 10,000 people. I think the state's in trouble, and the pensions are the biggest problem of it. I think this board took some bold steps in eliminating its own pension, and I think we need to move forward and send that message to Springfield, or this state is in trouble.
Trustee Quinlan?
Then, given the fact I haven't, never even received that, I would, number one, like to see the word elimination and have it changed to a 401. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so are you making a motion to amend?
I am asking for an amendment.
Okay, okay, repeat the motion exactly how you'd like it. One more
Well,
time.
I think, which one is it? Okay, so section 2, enacting term limits and modifying or changing from pension to 401
Okay,
for full-time employees. Or an elimination for any part-time. But, I mean, if this board doesn't even know if they're considered full-time or part-time,
They have full-time jobs.
okay,
right,
one at a
so they
time,
need
so-
to have, I mean,
They have
something,
other full-time jobs.
well, it is considered full-time.
So we have a motion to amend. Is there a second?
And they're supporting.
Okay, the motion
Then-
dies for lack of a
Then
second.
Can I make a motion then to separate those two from the,
So that's another motion to amend,
right?
to separate the two issues into
the
two
issues
separate
that-
letters.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have a motion again to amend.
Is that yours?
Is
Mayor,
there a second?
I'll second that motion, because when I saw this, I was in agreement. We're talking about two major important issues here for the future of this state. And I think by separating it, we will be clear, okay, in exactly what we're asking. So I'll
Okay.
second the motion.
Okay, so
to
we have a motion to amend
Separate it.
and a second. Any discussion?
I think it is very clear, Trustee Varder.
Okay,
We may,
Oh, well, I'll
one at a
second
time.
it.
Okay,
Yes.
well,
Well, you made
you made the
Oh,
motion.
motion, he second, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so,
just to comment on Trustee Desmond's comment, Tim, I agree. If you take the time to read it, I think it does say, but words mean things, and this is a powerful message we want to send, and I think it's more powerful when it's sent in two resolutions, that's all
okay.
I feel.
Any other discussion on the motion to amend? So we're voting on the motion to amend this into two separate letters. May have the vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
No.
Trustee Desmond.
No.
Trustee Carberry.
No.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Straight.
Yes.
President Barry.
No.
Motion fails 4-3.
Okay. So now we're going to take a vote on the motion, on the item as presented.
We have a first and a second.
We have a first and second.
Unless you want to, he amended his, seconded first motion to approve, so maybe we should just restart again.
Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning again with the fresh,
As presented.
as presented. May I have a-
Motion approved.
Properly moved by trustee Oliniechek.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's take that vote. Excuse me, that vote.
Trustee Quinlan.
No.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Carberry.
Yes.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Straight.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-1.
Okay, very good. 27, Resolution 150509, resolution approving the collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Oak Lawn and the Oak Lawn Police Supervisors Association, FOP. May I have a motion, please, on 27?
Motion to approve.
Properly
Second.
moved by trustee Vorder, seconded by trustee Oliniechek. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Carberry.
Yes.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Straight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
28 tonight is Resolution 150510, a resolution approving certain bids pursuant to the 2015 Tree Services Program. May I have a motion?
Motion approved.
Properly moved on by trustee Oliniechek,
Second.
seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Carberry.
Yes.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Straight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
So we're on 29, Resolution 150511, a resolution approving Kinsella Landscaping Incorporated's bid pursuant to the 2015 Landscape Maintenance and Flower Installation Services Contract. May I have a motion, please, on item 29, properly moved by trustee Vorderer,
Second.
seconded by trustee Quinlan. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Carberry.
Yes.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Straight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 30 tonight is a motion for recommendation to engage the firm of Clark Baird Smith for litigation matter filed by the IAFF 3405. I believe we are going to postpone this until tomorrow. I'd like a motion to postpone, please.
Motion to postpone.
Properly moved by trustee Carberry,
Second.
seconded by trustee Oliniechek.
Motion to postpone to the special meeting tomorrow.
Correct, a motion to postpone to the special meeting tomorrow. Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Carberry.
Yes.
Trustee Vorder.
Yes.
Trustee Straight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And we're on 31, village clerk's report. Jane, you have the floor.
All right. Approval of semi-monthly disbursements number 2015-04D dated 2/24/15 in the amount of $1,357,596.11.
Okay, may I have a motion, please, on item 31A?
Motion to pay the bills.
Properly moved by trustee Vorder,
Second.
seconded by trustee Carberry. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes. One more thing, Mayor. For the April 7th, 2015 consolidated election, early voting will begin here in this room in the Village Hall, March 23rd, and continue through April 4th. And the last day to register to vote in the clerk's office in Oak Lawn is March 10th. So David Orr, the county clerk, is the sole election authority. If anybody has any other questions, you can go to David's website at www.cookcountyclerk.com. Thank you.
Very, very nice. Thank you. So we've already moved on to 32 a little bit. 32A and B were already voted on. 32C is a request to approve a Class B like boy liquor license. This is packaged liquor store and drugstore only. This is for Walgreens located at 6001 West 95th Street in District 3. May I have a motion on item 32C?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorder,
Second.
seconded by trustee Quinlan. Any discussion here? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
No.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-1.
Okay, and 32D is ordinance 150522, an ordinance increasing the number of Class B like boy liquor licenses that can be issued in the village. This is for Walgreens located at 6001 West 95th Street. May I have a motion on item D?
Motion to approve.
Properly moved by trustee Vorderer,
Second.
seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
No.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Carberry?
Yes.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Strike?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-1.
Okay. Under general village matters, I just want to congratulate the Arts Council also on the Arts Commission on a very successful first meeting. I'm excited about their projects. Residents can expect wonderful things to come. They're also working on a mural with the Park District and lots of other good things. So everything that they're doing will involve our children, and I think that's fantastic. It will give our children roots in our community that will last for generations. And speaking of children, I just want to thank the Boy Scouts who are in the audience tonight. What troop are you from? 619, very good, very good. And you're the same troop? Very good. Very nice to have you here. And with that, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Properly moved. Oh, trustee
Mayor, I
Vorder?
just want to say 619's the best troop. My son was an Eagle Scout out of that troop. Keep going, boys.
So, thank you, and thanks for coming. We had a motion to adjourn by trustee Oliniechek,
Second.
seconded by trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
That was quick.
Thank you, Paul.